It's live. So yeah, fuck it. Let's just go live. Hey everybody, welcome to BigGunner81 Live, presented by Applied Arsenal Finishes and Gunworks, which I'm going to show this off because I'm so happy with it. We got some new stuff that we're having done as well that we'll be showing off soon, but we'll talk about this in a minute. Also by Eggleston Munitions. You can check out egglestonmunitions.com. In fact, I actually happen to have a sample right here on my desk, one of their 9mm rounds right here. This 147 grainer polymer coated projectiles. Save some dough, and if you're reloading in bulk quantities, always a good option. You can use the coupon code, I believe BigGunner81 in all caps for discount. I want to say it's 10%, might be a little bit more. I don't remember off the top of my head now. And of course, our friends over at Spin to Precision, you can check them out at spintoprecision.com. Make some really nice AR-15 barrels and AR-10 barrels and some Glock components, and they got kind of a mix of a few things that are really popular with very good price points for the quality. You know, it's great value stuff. And of course, also I think our friends over at Range 355 out in Bolingbrook, Illinois, as well. So welcome everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight. Of course, some of you may notice we're back live on our BigGunner81 Live. I'm sorry, we're not on the BigGunner81 Live channel right now. Live, we're on the regular BigGunner81 channel. Kind of confusing when you got similar titles for the channel names, but we were on like a 3-month, YouTube jail sentence over the Bumfire stock video I did several years ago because some people were freaking out over it, which all it was is just kind of showing, how to install one, what it did, that sort of thing, blah, 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 whatever. But needless to say, our channel strike has wiped, and we're back able to doing live on this channel. We had been doing live streams on our backup channel during that time frame, and then just uploading them on here, so you still see there's no interruption in our shows, other than when we took a week off or whatever for holidays and things like that. But anyhow, it's good to be back on here. Hopefully, you guys are happy that we're back as well. Which we're going to talk a little bit. I got a little bit of a rant I want to kind of go over. I have no notes on this, just basically talking straight from my head, as we do like every week, pretty much. Do everything kind of freestyle, gun chat type thing. And Corey over there is still sick. I hear him coughing. Man, I know we're all getting over that too. I was sick over between Christmas and New Year's and all that with respiratory infection and whatnot and all that fun stuff. And Corey's getting over something. But anyhow, we can talk a little about this too in a minute. But my rant is basically about fellow gun channels, and not necessarily gun channels, but some of the people, I guess, that are out there in the gun community that maybe or however you want to say it, have a gun channel. There's some people who kind of like to criticize, I guess, in a sense. And, if you do YouTube, you got to have a thick skin about it. And I can understand where it comes from. There's people that want to see like better content out there and stuff like that. But you get some people that are kind of rude about it in a sense, where they put down some of the smaller channels out there. Some of the guys are trying to get their feet wet into the whole YouTube gun thing, and maybe their quality of their videos are not that great. Maybe the content in general isn't that great, but they're doing it and they're trying to learn from it, and they're not out there trying to be malicious. I think we need to continue to support our fellow firearms enthusiasts. Sorry if you guys are getting any background noise off my washer and dryer that are running in the background for some reason. I don't know if you guys are hearing that. It's vibrating my whole desk right now because it's on the whole high setting. But anyhow, very distracting. So basically, back to what I was going to say. We need to support people that want to actually put content out there. Granted, if it's not good content, maybe if you really don't want to watch them, don't watch them. But necessarily don't put them down for trying. We want to support that, because opposite of that, you've got people who are anti-gun that are trying to tear down our rights, try to take away from people's enjoyment of firearms or the use of firearms in general for any purpose or whatever. Why not support people who are on the same side? In other words, don't eat your own. And granted, there's so many different aspects to this, especially with Instagram and try building up social media followings and stuff like that. And, I enjoy sharing information with people. I enjoy trying to learn some of these things. I make mistakes in my videos myself. I screw things up all the time, mess up people's names, whatever. It's not perfect. We're here to have fun and hopefully just, maybe get some information out of this experience from each other and learn something new or a different technique for something, learn about different products, learn about some of the people that are out there in this industry and so forth. A lot of great people, despite the few jackasses, I guess, that are out there that want to tear down people for trying to have a gun channel and so forth and discourage them in a sense. Well, even though they may be thinking that they're trying to help improve the overall quality of the content that's out there or something. So I guess that's my rant in a sense. I don't know what else to say about it. Just something that was on my mind. We need to be more supportive of each other and quit with like the competition of stuff of like, my stuff's better than yours or putting people down. Criticism is good, but be constructive, not deconstructive with it. So that is pretty much it. Just going to show us again, wearing my Hogue hat too, just by chance I had this on. But these are the grips I was looking at going with, just to really finish out the look on this pistol. Again, this is the Rock Island Armory Map 1 FS Cerakote by Applied Arsenal Finishes and Gunworks out in Waterman, Illinois, which they should be having a new website pretty soon. I believe their website's going to be Applied Arsenal Finishes. It used to be AAFGW or something like that. I forget, but they're going to have a new website set up pretty soon. I'll post those links once we have them. But granted, these are very slick grips, so you don't have that texture to grab onto with them. But I was going more for the look. If I'm going to go to the range with this to go practice and have fun, I think that they work just fine. I think they're perfect. If I was going to do competition with them, I might want something a little more grippy, definitely. One of the things I've thought about doing with this is get my handprints on there, doing like a engraving or a marking of some type with like a stormtrooper helmet on this grip on both sides. I think it'd be pretty awesome. But actually, if I got to get a holster for it, but I would love to actually run this in the competition soon, just for fun. I mean, basically the trigger and everything's all stock out of the box. So nothing really special about it and all that. And the sights are just standard sights. In fact, the front sight I mentioned before is part of the slide assembly. You can have it milled out with a dovetail, going from the front to the back, and have install, CZ style sights and so forth on it. So it can be done. But I don't know if I'm going to go down that road or not with it. I like the way it looks. The sights work fine right now for me, so I'm not really going to complain too much about that. Anyhow, I don't know if you guys got some stuff you want to talk about tonight. I know, TJ, you've got a new venture with your shirts and stuff, it looks like, from what I saw.
Yeah, man, just started doing that this past week. Got 2 shirts up there. I've got a whole page and a half of different ideas that I'm going to launch. I've always played around with graphic design a little bit, just kind of as a hobby. My original Let's Ling and Ginger logo was done completely on PowerPoint. You guys can probably see that I've upgraded that recently since I've gotten this program. So yeah, mad props to the other companies out there like the Article 15, Grunt Style. Love their stuff, but at the same time, I've always wanted to just kind of do what I want.
Right.
I wanted to put my own original designs out there and just have fun with it. So, I mean, I'm not out to make a buttload of money doing this. Just kind of something on the side and just have fun with it. So be
honest with me. The one that you had shown, and I'd love to do a screen share if we can, but I don't have it on my screen right now. The one that you had shown with was it Daddy Shooting Buddy or something like that? Did you draw that or your kid draw it?
No, my son drew it.
That's cool.
He absolutely drew that. So I knew I wanted to do a Daddy Shooting Buddy shirt. So I told my son, and my son's been seeing me do this, and anybody that has, young kids knows that they'll copy and emulate what mommy and daddy do all the time. So he sees, mommy designing stuff. He sees daddy drawing stuff on his computer. Well, he wants to do stuff too. So I said, listen, go get your crayons and your coloring pencils, and I want you to draw me a picture of you going to the range with Daddy. And he sat down, he drew out this picture, and all I did was move it into my graphic design program. I copied over it to digitize it and clean it up and make it fit for t-shirt production, and slapped it on there, man. It came out great. But yeah,
that's pretty cool.
100% a Lead Slinging Junior original.
Nice. So that supposed to be him or you?
That's him.
That's him. Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, he was really stoked when I put that out there. So
where can they find your shirts and stuff at again? What's the website address for it?
Yeah, so right now I'm just using a drop ship and print website. It's teespring.com. And you can find that by going to teespring.com/stores/lead-slinging-ginger. Or you can follow me on Instagram. I post all that stuff there. And my storefront hyperlink is in my bio, so you can get to it right there.
Okay. Have to see if I can find it on here. I wanted to kind of look at that. How many different shirts do you have right now currently?
Right now, just the two. So I've got Daddy Shooting Buddy, which I put out there last night. And the first one that I launched out there was this little light handgun shirt. It's a front profile view of a SIG P320 with my weapon light mounted to it. That's actually my gun. That I took a picture of it, moved it in, and cartoonized it a little bit.
Awesome.
And yeah, it turned out really good. My wife actually came up with the idea. I was going to have something different on there, but she was like, "No, put this little light of mine. I think that's hilarious." And it's been it's been getting a lot of good feedback. So, so yeah, the downside with Teespring is that whenever you launch a shirt, it's only live for a certain amount of time. But none of these shirts are going to go away. I'll just keep relaunching the campaigns as I can.
Oh, really? I didn't realize that's how it worked.
Yeah, that's the way those things work. So you kind of have to meet your quota. So you set how many you want to sell. So say you want to sell 10 of them. Well, none of them will print and ship until those 10 are purchased.
Wow. So what happens if someone buys like 1 or 2 and you don't sell the 10? They don't get them?
Well, yeah, that's one of the downsides. So you have to, until you get a following, then, I mean, obviously making that 10 is too easy, right?
Right.
So right now what I do is I have it set to 3. So as soon as I sell 3 of any of those prints, they'll get printed and shipped out directly from Teespring. And it's high-quality tees, high-quality printing. And that's at least what we're going to do now until my wife and I get the rest of our equipment that we're going to be able to print that stuff ourselves.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I was going to say, like, I was looking at a while back, I was at a cafe press store set up. Mm-hmm. But I never ordered any of their shirts, so I don't really know what the quality of their stuff would really be like.
Yeah, I did a lot of research on that kind of stuff. And right now, there's probably 2 or 3 top websites out there that are in competition with each other. And right now, Teespring's probably got the best reviews for their print quality, their customer service on the back end. Because let's say you order a shirt, and then you get it and it just doesn't look right. Yeah. You don't have to come complain to me. You can go directly back to Teespring, and they have a full customer support infrastructure that helps out with that stuff. So yeah, the benefits are tremendous with that kind of stuff. So like I said, until we get the printing material or the equipment that we need to print it ourselves, which we will be getting here shortly, this is probably the best way to at least get it launched. And all of these designs also are posted on our new Facebook page. This is under my wife's company, Borderline Belligerent. So that is our Facebook page that we're running together.
Awesome.
So, yeah, all my stuff will be posted there, kind of cross-shared, and then all of her stuff is going to be shared there as well.
Yeah, I've been looking at doing for example, I have an embroidered hat that I had done. I want to do some more of those, actually. And what I'd like to do is, with the Patreon account, start offering some better, like, incentives and rewards, what I call them. And I think hats be one of those things on the list. Right now, we've got a couple different tiers. Like, if any contribution you make, if you're pledging, $1 a month or whatever or more, during your time period that you're pledging, when I'm making a video, that I'm going to be adding, and not every video is going to have this at the end of it, but many of the videos will. I will include like a list of people who have helped contribute to the channel and so forth in that video at the end of it. And also, of course, I'm looking at like for $5 or more. Well, I have a supply of swag to give away from different companies and things. I'm going to do like a random like swag giveaway at that point each month unless I don't have anything left to give away. Excuse me. And also going to look at some other options for like I was saying, hats or shirts, other types of swag maybe for the channel or something else. Don't know yet. I'm always looking for ideas on that. And you guys can always comment below the video, or anywhere you can comment, give us feedback, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Always doing that. So
I actually ran into my first Facebook snowflake problem.
Yeah.
When I posted the handgun light shirt.
Yeah.
I tried to do an ad on it to boost it up and actually push it out to people.
Mm-hmm.
And the first time I pushed it out, I had the word shit in one of the descriptions where I was kind of making fun of it. And first they rejected it for that. They say, "Oh, you can't use profanity." I'm like, "Okay." So I altered it and then I submitted it again. And apparently a cartoonized pistol is in breach of Facebook's advertising policies.
For Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They're pretty stringent on that. So a little ridiculous, but
I may have to get with you to help me design some of these the graphics for this stuff too, because I don't have those skills, unfortunately. That's like artwork. It is, and artwork takes someone who has that creative skill set that I'm not as good with, I guess. And in fact, like the logo for the channel, I was very fortunate that our friend James Mason helped out and came up with that. I mean, I was actually just asking people, I'm like, hey, does anyone have ideas for a logo or something I could do that won't be real expensive, or any thoughts or feedback on what we might be able to do with this? Because I'm like, I don't know what to do with it, creative wise. And I still kind of would like a little image or something to use with that, maybe possibly down the road. But he came up with the idea, he goes, yeah, just do it simple, do text, So he came up with this really nice font setup where you got thinner letters on the word big and thicker letters on Gunner, and took the 81 and put a red box around it. And I'm like, this is perfect. And now that logo has been put on business cards and the website and, shirts and hats and some of my guns. And I absolutely love it. I can't believe it. And I can't thank him enough for helping out with that. Speaking of that too, I want to give a shout out to our friend Brandon Prater, who's been helping out with the website here and there for the 50 States of AR-15 project. This is one of those things that kind of goes on in the background that you don't always see or hear about. And he actually found out about our project through the We Like Shooting show, and reached out to me to offer his assistance with some of the stuff that I have going on with WordPress, because I'm not an expert with WordPress by any means. And he got that site up and going, where now we have, a Google map layout where you can actually see, okay, there's this little pinpoint on the map for that, that home state. What we did was we used the town and state for the receiver set where it came from. So that's the center point of the rifle build, of course. And then you click on that little bubble and it brings you to the little page that has all the videos that are embedded from YouTube that talk about the rifle and have different interviews with different people that that are manufacturers of the different components that are on that rifle. And also I'm still working on populating a lot of the information, the actual text portion of it. But on there it's going to have basically each of the different manufacturers are involved in the build, a little bit about their product, basically the specs on the rifle itself. And he helped get that whole thing going, because I was like, all right, how do I get how could I do this with a map sometimes so I can show people like the geographical layout of where these things are coming from and everything, and kind of show the progress of the project in general. And it's looking pretty good. Might still be, do some tweaking with the graphics on it and stuff. That's one of the things I might want to change on it a little bit. And I know we're working on trying to get a form like for contact form, I guess the way to put it, working. We've had a little bit of hiccups with that recently with getting it to send out properly, but slowly but surely it's getting done and it's going in that direction. Even though we may not see another rifle coming out right away, we're making progress on the project overall, and that's always the goal, to keep pushing forward with it. If I had unlimited funds, I would be able to get much further into this project. We got several rifles that are very close to completion and just needing some different components for them and so forth, like our Washington State rifle. I believe we still need a bolt carrier group and a stock for that one. I think, and a charging handle. I think those are the 3 components for that one. Missouri is kind of close, and I see it still needs to get a barrel and gas block and gas tube and muzzle brake and also a bolt carrier group. And I believe that one is going to be wrapped up, so it's not too far behind. Just in Texas, that still needs a lot of stuff, but we made some pretty good headway in the parts that we have for that Texas build. It's just an amazing rifle build. I'm excited about it. We got some Magpul products that are on that rifle, F1 Firearms. The lower receiver is from Average Gun Guy, who makes nice little basically it's like a armorer's block for the AR-15. You can configure it in several different ways and so forth. In fact, you can even set it up to be able to use it in a mill if you needed to do some machine work and everything to kind of lock down your receiver and all that. So it's a neat little setup. But anyway, that's kind of the status and some of the little information that's going on with 50 States project. And what else we got? I'm going to be wrapping up my review pretty soon on that Rock Island Armory M206. Went to the range of that a few times. Talked about that last week as well. I don't have a whole lot of new stuff. We're also, I mentioned about the Right On Optics, Right On USA scope that we had last week that I was showing in the box. That I got mounted up in my 22 rifle. Started doing the video on that. Looking forward to getting to the range with it and testing it out. But that thing is pretty clear. I'm pretty happy with it. And so forth. But yeah, I don't know if you guys got anything else. Kent, you got any new things going on with you?
Yeah, I need to buy a new pair of headphones because these just died on the middle of the show. Sorry about all that.
Well, yeah, I heard a little bit of echo. Are those wireless?
Yeah, they are, or they were. Now they're headphoneless, I guess. They don't work anymore. So I hope I sound okay. Do I sound decent or no?
Yeah, you sound all right. So, I mean, that's something I know I was thinking about that actually the other day. Switching out the headphones. Again, to kind of go off topic of guns, but two things about that, kind of on the topic and off the topic. A lot of people, this is kind of related to what I was going to say just a second ago. I like to grind gears, switch my ideas, what I'm talking about. But the Howard Light, Impact Sports, or whatever that everybody and their brother and sister have, those had a little jack in them that comes with a little cord you can plug it in, like to your iPod or whatever, if you're using an iPod or your phone. When we first started doing this, not first, but I would say after a little while of doing this, we had our friend Jay Carrillo on, and he came all dressed up in his gear with his shooting glasses and his ear pro on, and I think he was using those as his headphones actually for it. Of course, my set, for some reason, I think the jack is all jacked up, for lack of a better explanation, and I tried that, and I was getting like all types of static and stuff out of it. Like I couldn't get audio through it at this point. But they've been through a lot of use and abuse and thrown around, and every so often, anything that's electronic is going to fail. The electronic portion, as far as the two little microphones and the noise cancellation and all that, works perfectly fine. No issues there. But just that static with, if you want to use the cord for plugging it in, like headphone style setup. What I was going to say is I was thinking about getting a set of wireless headphones also for doing this. I've thought about doing that with the wireless setup or something with like the microphone right there, but I like using this Blue Yeti mic. It's pretty nice. And
$200 right here, Logitech.
Really?
2-3 months old, and I have no idea why they're not running tonight. They're fully charged. My Bluetooth recognizes them, and I was like, boy, this audio is loud. I'm like, Rick sounds real loud. I'm like, oh, that's because he's coming through the speakers in my entire office. And I just,
yep.
So I don't know what to say.
I bought
Not
these
impressed.
the ones I'm wearing now because they're actually Sennheiser. Sennheiser makes some really good stuff for like studio audio production type gear. I like it, and the mic I picked. I was looking for something different because I was using like the mic on my computer, which doesn't sound horrible. A lot of people are like, yeah, it sounds fine, whatever. But there is a difference in audio quality. And I know if you like bring this closer, of course, it makes my voice sound a little bit more deeper, I guess. Well, you guys are saying that earlier. I don't know. I almost like how it sounds, but I want to get this mounted up so it's a little bit closer, but not necessarily like, where it's real up close.
You sound like a radio disc jockey when you do that.
That's the idea. It helps with that. Of course, when I'm sitting here, otherwise it sounds normal. Bring it up closer, it sounds like radio disc jockey type style, which is what's nice about these microphones, that they have that ability. Problem is, it has some weight to it, and you got to get a nice stand that you can mount it off of. I have the pop filter for it. I have the what do they call it, the vibration dampening mount, wherever they call it for it, that they make. They being Blue, or was it Yeti or Blue Yeti or whatever the hell it's called? I forget. Anyhow, I want to get a nice, podcasting setup for that and everything. But it looks better when this is actually like hanging down, in front of you, when it's off the corner and everything. It makes it look like something when you're doing these like shows and stuff. But realistically, does that matter as much as the content we talk about and cover? Probably not. As long as you can hear us and it sounds okay, then it's probably all right. But it's nice to have good gear though too, And of course, that's one of the expenses that come along with the making YouTube videos and so forth. It's all part of it. You get the shooting expenses of ammo and travel to range and range time and targets and all that stuff, and then all the camera gear and the recording gear and all that kind of thing. Which, one other thing I'll mention, I can't really show you because I'm using it right now. Excuse me. One of my the camera that I'm actually using is way better than the camera that was on my laptop. It's Logitech. I know you mentioned Logitech about your headphones breaking. Logitech, it is, I want to say it's like, I forget what the model number is. Damn it. I think it's like a C190 or C90 or something. I forget what the hell it's called, but damn it. It was only like a $60 webcam. And it has, it's HD, it's nice quality. I've noticed that big time difference between the two cameras. In fact, I probably can show you all who are watching the difference in the quality of the camera just by switching it to the laptop camera. And let's see if this works. Oh, I don't know why it says UCam. That's weird. No, I don't need to slip my webcams. Apparently, I guess it doesn't want to show you that. I think I broke it.
We're 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, no kidding. It wasn't the Logitech that broke it. My computer, like this. There's probably it's a C920, by the way, because it comes up in my menu.
TJ, should we take a vote on whether or not he looks better this way or what?
I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
Sizzle snap.
It's a face for radio, Rick. I can't help you with that, buddy.
I know it is, right? Totally. I don't know.
Nothing but love for you, big guy. Nothing but love.
I have a CyberLink webcam splitter, which I never had that on here before. So apparently there's some type of software that allows you to split your webcams. And what's ironically now is that now that I went like without my video feed, I got more viewers on the stream. So it makes me laugh. I was thinking we might get a little more viewership tonight because we switched over to here, but maybe people are watching or trying to watch on the other channel. I don't know. Yeah, that's really weird. Like totally like me switching camera views. I've done it before live. Because at one time we, I'm going to plug it back in and see if that helps, it's a typical thing. But I was doing something at the reloading bench, and I had the webcam set up over there, and I was using my camera at my laptop to be able to, provide that other view.
That's funny you say that. I almost like took this setup to my reloading bench and kept reloading while I was like talking to you guys, but
Yeah,
I have technical difficulties. Turns out I did anyway.
Which I tell you what, I might even just refresh this to bring it back on here, or I can just go without the video feed for tonight.
Well, while you're fixing that, can I do a little bit of a rant on my
Go
range?
for it.
Here's a rant for you, since it's rant night. If you are out using a publicly funded or a publicly available shooting range of any sort, and you're leaving your trash and your BS and your cans and your bottles and your Target stands and all your nonsense that you've blown to smithereens behind for saps like me and our friends to clean up, stop it. I don't know what it is recently, but we've had a very good experience at our little local range up here with guys taking care of things and being smart and not ruining stuff. And it's like the idiots have come to town and just started tearing stuff up. So if by any chance you're watching this and you use a publicly available range, like, it's not hard. Bring a hefty bag with you and take your nonsense home with you, please. There, that's my rant. What do you think, Corey?
I mean, I agree.
You seen that stuff around you, or?
Yeah, actually, I have. It's funny because there's a gun range out at Freetown, Indiana, and it's used with the police department and everything. It's actually like a gun club more than anything. And me and my grandpa's went out there a couple times, and there's just boxes of empty shells, and normally you keep it how you would your own house. You don't like your house being messy and things like that. And it was surprising one day when we went out there. I mean, pick up your stuff, man. It's not hard. I mean, you're gonna ban everybody if you don't.
Yeah, well, we already have enough problems with the select board and the local government and stuff trying to. The minute somebody calls a noise complaint about the shooting range, they're like, "Oh, should we shut the place down?"
Yeah.
Last thing we need is to look like a bunch of pigs out there, for God's sakes.
It
really is frustrating. And I don't know. I went out tonight, 4:30, and I had every intention of shooting, and I spent half my time picking up other people's nonsense.
Yeah.
It's tiring.
I mean, with the shells and everything, it's not that big of a deal.
Mm-mm.
It's the other things. I mean, there's been a few occasions where you have some, a chip bag here or there, maybe a bottle or two. But the last time we went out, and I don't think he's re-upped this year, but there was boxes of empty ammunition.
Yeah.
And it was very, very, very surprising.
No, we literally I don't know who it's been or whatever, but we had appliances and stuff started showing up, getting shot to hell. And I mean, we've never had that. I just don't know what possesses people to think they can treat it like a garbage dump.
I don't know about appliances. Everybody likes to go up and blow up a watermelon or a cantaloupe or a pumpkin. That's cool. That's normal. But to bring an oven or a microwave, a washer and dryer, that's overkill.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I don't know if you guys can hear me or no.
Yeah, you're back.
Yes,
we can hear you, but we still can't see you.
Really? Oh, here we go. So, cameras.
Whoops, wrong button.
No, in fact, it actually wouldn't let me get into the show again to control it. So, it's still live, but I don't know for how long. I was trying to get back into it through the link, and I actually tried to refresh it, and it wouldn't refresh and allow me to be back in. It just sits there, hung up. So I don't know. Technical difficulties. Damn it. Let me try this again. Sorry, guys.
That's all good. We'll just keep sitting here talking about gun stuff.
Well, all right.
But what you guys bring up a good point about the trash on the range. I mean, come on now. That's something I even make sure to teach my kids about.
Mm-hmm.
When we go to the range, you're in even if it's, let's say it's a state funded one.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to live in Virginia, the local range that I went to, state funded. But state funded or not, have some common courtesy and pick up after yourself.
Yeah, man. You wouldn't go out to these dudes are all hunters, I got to assume, right? Like, so are they going out to the game lands? Yeah. Are they going out to the game lands just like, oh, I'm done with my sandwich wrapper. I guess I'll huck that. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's just bothersome.
And that's really sad, is because, I mean, a true dyed-in-the-wool hunter is a steward of the land.
Okay.
Right.
Oh, God.
Now
back. The boss is back. We got to be good. Everybody be good.
Boss, I had to actually go ahead and open this up in Google. Sometimes it works better in Internet Explorer for some reason, but when I went back, just to kind of show the back end of this, explain
that's all eyes. As the resident cyber expert, nothing works better in Internet Explorer.
Yeah, the thing that does work better with this is that I can actually screen share better. I can't screen share with Chrome. But for some reason, I went ahead and loaded up my YouTube channel on that, and it gave me an option to resume Hangout, where Internet Explorer, when I loaded up the page on my YouTube channel, in the back end of that whole thing, it just said, start Hangout. It didn't say resume. So apparently we're still going here.
While you were gone, we solved all the world's problems. So.
Yeah, I used to have a saying about, we used to have a coffee break at my old job every morning, 9 o'clock. Solving the world's problems one cup at a time. But yeah, I feel like my whole rant and everything that kind of lost steam, and we just kind of slowed down tonight. Like, I'm in quick stand up trying to talk, but I heard part of what you're saying about the range rant, and I think that's a very good point. And I don't know if you guys discussed this, but I want to add this, my whole thought onto it, and that is, when it comes to ranges and so forth in general, yes, if you're not respecting the range or even if it's a public facility or whatever, even if it's public or private or whatever, you're running the risk of getting to that point where that range will disappear. You need to support your local ranges, whether it's a private club or a public access type venue or range, we're going to call it, or even your local gun stores, your local indoor ranges. Support them, because they go away. People keep building houses and things, and those areas that are open that you might get to shoot in now might start getting creeped on upon by residential areas or whatever, and that ability to be able to shoot in that area goes away. And then what? There's no hashtag have fun shooting.
Yeah, it's a
airsoft or something.
It's a resource. I mean, just like any other resource, it's not going to expand. We're not going to start seeing more public shooting ranges. As much as the NSSF or the NRA would like to say that we're going to, it's going to get less and less. It's going to become more of a finite resource. The last thing you want to do is go out there and jack it up and give somebody a reason to shut it down. I mean, we're all having to fight back and try to keep our places to shoot. You can't be just littering and destroying the place and not following the rules, all that kind of stuff.
I have something to add to that about following the rules. I don't mean to cut you off, but just something that was on my mind, that I was having a discussion the other day on Instagram with somebody. They were talking about, I want to say, vague recollection of this conversation. It's not that important, but the gist and the content of what the conversation was about is what's important. I believe they're talking about AKs and steel cased ammo, because I was like, yeah, it kind of sucks that you can't, use that stuff in a lot of indoor ranges and so forth, and whatever. And this one guy was commented something about, yeah, it's really shitty and this and that and blah blah blah. I'm like, really over the top. But I also had mentioned, I get why they do that. And so, and again, this is like one of many different conversations, so I'm trying to remember the exact details. But basically, his response was kind of like, yeah, what the hell, And I explained, well, you got to realize they're not trying to be jerks or whatever you want to call them, whatever profane language you want to use. Have you bought a backstop for a range before? Do you understand the damage that goes on to it? Do you understand that maybe that one bullet doesn't destroy the whole backstop, but multiple rounds take, their toll on that backstop. They wear it down much quicker, and then they have to replace it, and that makes the expense of operating that range go up greater. So the easiest way to combat that is to say, okay, no steel cased, which might have steel core projectiles or bimetal projectile jacketing, things like that. It's just easier to not allow it. So it's like, yeah, you have to spend a little more money to shoot your AK. Sorry, but that little bit of money you have to spend more would probably cost you a lot more in the end in what your range fees would be, not all things considered. And they're like, then they went back to like personal attacks on me because I spoke up and said that. And I'm like, look, I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm trying to explain and speak the truth of why, the other end of the spectrum says we don't want to have this type of ammo being used at our range.
Oh, I could give you a perfect example of that. The local range that I go to, their pistol bays that we shoot 3-gun on are made out of railroad ties.
Mm-hmm.
At least 14 feet high, maybe taller.
It's an outdoor range?
Yeah, it's an all outdoor range. Stacked railroad ties. Probably some of the best backstops and protection you can have. Allows us to run multiple stages for 3-gun, allows multiple people to be out shooting and enjoying an actual shooting experience. It's above and beyond just standing behind a white line, punching holes in paper at 20 yards, right? And these are 30 yards wide by 50 yards deep. Every year, one of those backdrops, the actual back wall, obviously, because that gets hit with the most impacts, will collapse.
Yeah.
Put the amount of cost for one railroad tie into your head.
Yep.
As well as the man hours and manpower and heavy equipment that it's going to take to rebuild just that wall.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And the more you destroy it and the more people have to do this, the more tired they get of dealing with the shit basically that happens, and they say, forget it, and I'm done with this, and then they walk away. We've seen this happen with different matches that end up disappearing because you get people who feel like privileged, like let's just come out, shoot the match, go home. They don't want to help with tear down, set up. Some people don't even want to do pasting. It's like if you, and I've seen this too, where people get DQ'd from a match or whatever, or their equipment fails and they're just done for the day. Instead of hanging out with the people and helping out, they just take off and go home, and leave that to go. I had one experience where I got DQ'd. Granted, I didn't have my own vehicle, so I couldn't leave if I wanted to. But regardless, I stuck it up and say, okay, you know what? I got DQ'd, didn't get to shoot the whole match. I'm going to go help, pace targets, help set stuff up. I'm just going to hustle all day and help get things done so everybody else can have an enjoyable experience. Because at the end of the day, many, many people have done that for me when I go out to shoot a match. I want to be part of that other end that's helping to make this go a smoother, a better experience for everybody. Yeah, it's the whole thing. You have to support your ranges, help support the matches, help, period. I guess the way to put it. Don't just think that it's owed to you because you paid a match fee or something, or you paid, to use the range and so forth. So what you can do to help out. You go to your local indoor range, you got brass all over the floor, maybe you can help brush it out of the way, or if they've got one of those things, just sweep it up somehow. Help out in that respect. You don't have to necessarily work there, but it's like anything that you do to be courteous and to try to help make it a better experience for everybody. That's a good thing.
What's that Boy Scout motto? Leave it better than you found it.
Yeah,
it's not that hard. It's just, I don't know. It was really depressing tonight. It must have been just because of there's like this fine film of white snow and it's all like pristine, and then all the trash and garbage is just on top. I'm like, oh my God, this place looks like hell. And it doesn't normally. I shouldn't make it sound like it's always that way, but here recently, and you got to figure it's the same couple people that do that, and it's just looking terrible, and it's not being taken care of right.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen it at clubs too, where basically people break the rules, of course, but they just go above and beyond breaking them, and they start just being negligent. And it's like now you're destroying stuff. Like One of the places I was a member of, they have like orange cones to basically signal if the range is open or closed, and people end up using them as targets. They throw them out there and just start shooting the freaking cones. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? You're destroying what's supposed to be used for a purpose because maybe you forgot to bring targets or what? I don't know. Or people destroying target hangers.
Try having your steel target set up on a rifle range that's rated for like 5.56, and you got assholes going out there shooting like 7mm rem mag at it because they want to set in their hunting rifle.
Oh man, yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Or the dude I had to have a conversation with 3 weekends ago. I was out and the big sign, 72-point font or something ridiculous, no shotguns. Well, it's no shotguns because a couple years back, some jackwhistle decided to spray the neighbor's house with freaking pellets because he couldn't possibly keep it below the berm, even though if you saw the geometry, it'd be amazing to be able to do it. But he managed. So now we can't shoot shotguns there at all, period, end of story. And I'm down there doing my thing, and this guy rolls in with his new shotgun, and he's like, well, yeah, I'm just shooting my shotgun, and I know it's against the rules, but – and I'm like, bro, you're like 8 feet away from a sign that says no shotguns, and somehow it doesn't apply to you. And when you see me coming and you realize that, like, I'm one of the people who takes care of and gives a damn about this place, you're just going to give me that grin and be like, well, I know I'm not supposed to, but do you mind? Like, yeah, I do. Like, don't get us shut down, please.
Yeah, people like that need to be hit in the head with a tack hammer.
Tack hammer.
Not just any hammer.
Have you seen the Ackless Defense band hammer or their science hammer?
Yes.
That's freaking cool. It is. But I don't know. So Corey, you've been kind of quiet here and there.
I'm just trying to rest my voice, man.
Yeah,
I tell you, I went from I got my staples out my leg on the 27th, and I tell you, I thought I was flying high, and I've got this under control. And New Year's Eve, we went to a New Year's Eve party, and I started coughing like really, really bad, like all day. I had this horrible cough. And Monday, man, on New Year's Day, there just wasn't me getting up out of bed at all. It was out of the equation. I was feeling so bad. And I had the flu last week, all week. And so the start of my 2018 didn't go as I thought it was going to be. But I lost my voice last Thursday, and I'm starting to gain it back day by day. Started back to school yesterday, so I'm just trying to rest and get to feeling better because it took a lot out of me yesterday. But
did you ever pick up one of those canes you were looking at?
No, not yet.
Oh yeah, that was pretty cool.
I've got a guy that's planning on making me one.
Can you still make that? I mean, like, it's basically what is like 12 gauge cane.
No, I don't want anything like that. No,
yes, you did. I put it up and you liked it.
No, I did like it. I did.
Okay, what are we talking about then?
Well, I want one of the original like blackthorn Irish shillelagh walking canes, and
cool.
I got a guy that's good with woodwork and turns a lot of wood and stuff, and he's talked to somebody over in Ireland that's going to send him some blackthorn, and he's going to turn me a cane and everything out of it.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
So
it's like the pip cane.
Yeah. And nobody has to ask questions or anything, and then if they do, I just point down on my leg, be like, I have my whole lower leg replaced. I'll just. We're trying to come up with a good story behind the scars. And one surgeon said, well,
greased midget bear wrestling.
Yeah. I mean, they told
Wait, hold on. Is the greased midget wrestling the bear, or are you wrestling a greased midget bear?
That's what makes the story so good.
Oh my.
You don't tell him. You don't tell him.
That was actually one surgeon's thing, was just like, just tell him you got into a fight with a bear. And I was just like, Well, I mean, that's a good point, but with my size, the bear would probably lose.
Nice.
You know, just something, you know, just some kind of cool story. Be like, my wife beat me.
That's not a cool story. The guys out there that get beaten by their wives.
She pushed me down the stairs.
We put the food in a tree. We were out camping. We hoisted the food into the tree, and we couldn't keep Corey from climbing that tree and trying to eat it. So then he fell out.
Fell down, broke his leg. We get a bunch of pins and stuff.
Puts the food in the basket.
But yeah, so I'm just I'm trying to get well. Hopefully 2018 is prosperous and in the last of my procedures and health. So
yeah, hopefully.
All you got to do now is finish that boob job you've been promising us, and good to go.
Hey,
TMI.
It's going to be Chelsea Byers, not Caitlyn Jenner, and yeah, I'm going after Chelsea Manning now. So kind of.
On that note.
The Bearded Lady Beard Oil Company. There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Right. Yeah.
You know it's a slow night when you start talking about stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess we can start wrapping things up for tonight.
Yeah, you better land this plane, Rick.
Yeah, I better land it before it crashes itself.
It's going out of control.
It's going down fast. But anyway, you guys got any last final thoughts? I'll start with you, Corey.
Not really. Tonight I'm kind of speechless. On my personal Instagram account this year, I want to try to get into training during my off time, outside of school and doing the beard thing, and I want really just like handgun training. I want to start getting better training with my conceal carry and my holsters and drawing from inside the waistband and stuff. So my personal account, I've got a lot of people on there already that I talk to that's part of the 2A community, and I take notes, I watch videos, and I learn. So that's one of the big things that I want to do this year with my personal account is build it up and kind of be a bigger support group and support system for others.
Nice. That's awesome. So what else? Let's see. I lost my whole little screen here. Kent, you got anything you want to wrap up with tonight?
No, man, just looking forward to seeing what SHOT Show has to bring us. If anybody comes out with anything,
are you going to SHOT Show? I forgot.
I am supposed to be going to SHOT Show. I hope my real job doesn't force me not to go to SHOT Show and do real job stuff. But yeah, I got a friend of mine has a gun store here locally, and he needs a second pair of hands. So
cool. Just
to go out there and see what's out there, but. Even regardless of going or not going, just man, oh man, like I hope it's not the year of like the dud, because so far there's been a lot of stuff that I'm like, nobody asked for that. Like
I have a feeling that this year's gonna be really awesome.
You think so? I hope.
I think so. And the reason why I think so, not just because I'm not going, and I know it's probably awesome I'm not going, but because last year it was a little bit blah, and there's a lot less presence of media there last year. It was kind of strange, and I have a feeling that there's going to be more, a little bit more of a resurgence in that. I think this year, I have that feeling, and I think there's going to be some cool stuff. But I don't know. Fortunately, I don't get to go, but there's other things this year that we want to be doing and looking forward to. Hopefully, you do all that stuff.
So far, the stuff like the pre-announced guns, the guns that have come out here in the last month and a half, I'm just kind of like, you must have been like listening to some other audience somewhere else, because nobody asked for that gun, no matter, regardless of which company or what,
Which one do you have off the top of your head?
The Springfield came out with a hammer-fired, 380 little, like a P238 almost, like a SIG P238 clone, and I'm looking at it thinking,
what was the other one? There's another one that just came out too that was kind of like the someone was commenting about hey, good. Oh, a SIG that has one that's out that is like the Taurus PT 111, I think, or the whatever G2, I forget what the hell the model is. I can't remember now. I don't know if you've seen that or not. It's basically something that's very similar in size. Like, hey, congratulations, SIG, you made a Taurus.
Yeah, or there's
It's like, why they bother getting that one?
Ruger came out with that like Security 9. It's like, oh, we took our crappiest little pistol and we made it a little bigger. Let's hope it's not as crappy. I don't know. I don't know. I just, some of it's just, and then you got companies that are, what I want to see is I want to see some of the smaller companies that really are pushing it and really doing cool, innovative, new take on whatever it might be, whether it's a gas block or whether it's a hand guard or whatever the heck little thing.
I want to see that Glock 19X.
I think that could be interesting.
It's kind of cool, I guess, in a sense, but I mean,
it's not compatible with all your other mags, though. So,
right, that's important too. So you said it is compatible, right, or is not?
No, it's not compatible with Gen 5 mags.
Really?
What's the point of?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, watch
Way to go, Glock.
Yeah,
so
what's
the Gen 5 mags retro? Don't the Gen 5 mags fit the previous predecessors and stuff?
So Glock's whole deal has been, no matter what gun, what generation, whatever, caliber for caliber, mag compatibility.
Yeah.
This is their first gun because it has that little lanyard loop and then the little, I don't know what you call it, piece of plastic in the front of the mag well. The Gen 5 mag with that little lip to strip your mag out, that Gen 5 mag, a Gen 517 mag will not fit in this gun.
Is that because the lanyard? Is that strictly because the lanyard loop gets in the way?
Yeah, and that little dingus in the front on the front strap. There's a little
the lip like that.
Yeah,
the ledge where you could.
Well,
I know what you're
okay, whatever you want to call it. But bottom line, like, what now? I got to take a Dremel to my freaking like Glock just to get all the other mags to work in it.
So those memes are pretty accurate with the whole.
Let's be honest. One of the first things people do when they buy a new Glock is take a Dremel to it.
Listen, buddy, I don't want to hear it.
True. I bought a new Glock just to do that with.
No one has done more for the Glock aftermarket community than Glock themselves. I say that because I really like Glock. They do make a good product. My God, man. I don't know what's worse. The fact that they release the stuff that they release without any foresight or apparent hindsight, or that they hype it up like it's the next best thing.
Wow,
it's like, woohoo, we made the exact same shit we've been making for the past 30 years.
This one's brown, though, so it's closer to shit.
Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, I bought this 19 just to be able to modify it. Maybe do undercut on it and this and that, and that's the grip and whatever, and custom slide it all out. But anyway, I've shown that a bunch of times.
I can't even get the trigger pin out of my Glock.
The trigger pin?
The trigger pin? Yeah. I can't even get the trigger pin out of my Glock, so
I haven't tried that yet.
I got to take it somewhere to get it out because my locking mechanisms, every time I rack the slide back, it wants to unlock itself. So, oops.
No, I'll just use a bigger hammer. It'll be fine.
Oh well.
One thing I was going to add real quick about that before we move on to TJ, about that whole longer grip, shorter slide type configuration. I've thought about it before. When I'm at P250, I was thinking, hey, this would be kind of cool to get the shorter slide for P250, get the full size frame, like the 9mm full size frame and 9mm, I think it's a compact slide, and just mate those together and just trim off the plastic on the front of that grip module, because the grip module is only like $50 or something like that or less, and make kind of like one of those. I don't know if you consider like a government model. A government model that has a full size for 1911 has a long, like regular standard size grip, but a shorter slide, if I remember right. Am I describing that correctly?
Yeah, full size slide, shorter grip.
So that was kind of my idea. I was thinking, hey, this is kind of cool. Of course, other people had that same idea, so it's not.
I think it's the Commander style frame.
That's what it is.
Where it's a full size grip, but it's a shorter slide.
I think you're right. I'm calling it the wrong thing. Probably Commander style. So, Ken, you got anything you wanted to finish that with, or would I?
No. We just. All I'm saying is, I hope.
Make sure I didn't miss something.
No, I just hope that some of these companies live up to some of the hype, and like, to be fair to Glock, it is a good conceptually, like, it's a good concept. It just, that mag compatibility thing, that just really irked me. I was watching Such's video, and when he brought that out, and he even had to do a follow-up video just to say, like, now just to let me clarify, these are the mags. All these mags work, but these ones don't. I just, at that point, I just totally lost interest. I said, no, I can't do this. So anyway, here's to hoping we have a good shot show and some cool stuff comes out. And
Yes.
I'm hoping I'll get to see people out there and have some fun. If there's anything like, you know, that you want looked at, or that you're like specifically really like, oh, go check this or check that.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh yeah, we'll talk some more off air about that. I might have some ideas for you on it.
Awesome.
And TJ, you got anything else you want to wrap up with? I know you want to mention where people can find any t-shirts and stuff at again.
No, yeah. So again, t-shirts. Just if you follow me on Instagram, Lensling and Ginger, the link to the t-shirt store is in my bio. But teespring.com/stores/Lensling and Ginger. Got a couple designs up there. Again, more on the way. I'm actually working on another one tonight. But yeah, always a pleasure to join you guys here during the week.
Yeah.
As far as SHOT Show goes, I got some high hopes with you, Rick. I think we're going to see a lot of the smaller developers shine. So let's take out, you know, the Glock, the SIG. Those guys usually do some pretty good stuff. But Glock, SIG, you know, Ruger, though I do have high hopes for Ruger. One thing I've noticed from that company, and I totally see where you're coming from, but they probably are the best at learning from their past mistakes. So I'll give them a fair shake. They make some good stuff, so I'll give them a fair shot. But look at some of the smaller companies out there, like these smaller manufacturers, like even X Products. I know they're a bigger company per se, but I think they're going to come out with some really cool stuff. They used to be a one-trick pony kind of with, you know, I'm using the one-trick pony term loosely, but they had the cannon. They've always done good magazines, you know, very innovative stuff in that regard. But I look for them to come out with some good stuff. It's just some of the other, again, smaller manufacturers, you know, like those father-son shops that have a CNC machine that are able to turn out some really cool products. So I'm hopeful.
Hey, speaking of that too, the new products, like our friends over at Applied Arsenal Finishes Gunworks, they've got a new magwell for the Canik TP9 SFX that's out too. That they're doing currently. I think they're doing well. Currently, it's a 3D printed version that they offer. It's pretty damn durable though for being 3D printed. And also I think they're working on a aluminum version as well. That's pretty cool. And you know, it's neat to see smaller companies that, you know, you have a mill that they can start making some awesome custom parts and things like that. And I'm excited about those kind of things for sure. You know, what else I want to mention too? We got some cool stuff coming. I'll just kind of give a little bit of a sneak, not really a preview because I can't show you anything of it, but I can talk about it. Our Ruger 1022 Gatling gun is being done currently by Applied Arsenal Finishes and Gunworks. And one of my AR pistols is also being done. And so you guys have to stay tuned when we get that back. I believe there may be some nice professional photos maybe coming sometime soon, and possibly. I don't know. Depends on how they get finished and time-wise and so forth, and if it all works out as tentatively planned. But I'm excited. Maybe possibly the end of the week or next week we might have, you know, some more information on it. But the Ruger 1022 Gatling guns will be pretty sharp, I think. Anyhow, that's all I've got for tonight. Again, thank you everybody for watching. Again, we're back on our BigGunner81 channel here, and we're still going to be keeping the BigGunner81 live channel going, which means this video, like tonight, from our I don't want to call it a podcast or live stream tonight, will get downloaded and uploaded on that channel as well. So if all you care about is the live stream videos, you can go ahead on that channel and check them out. Eventually, I'd like to get all the retro, go retro on it, going back to all the episode 1 and everything, and uploading them also on there, so that they're all in 2 different locations for you to look at and listen to and all that kind of stuff. And also like to maybe do a podcast version one day too, strip the audio and edit it out and upload it. But there are so many things we'd like to do and only so much time to do it in. And we're out of time for tonight. So, again, thank you everybody for watching. Until next time, have fun shooting.